BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer. So welcome to 50 Minutes of Experience, and today I'm with Mathieu Santa Cruz. Welcome, Mathieu.
Welcome, I thank you to receive me.
So it's a really pleasure for me to have you here today, and finally we can do this podcast together. And so, as you know, I would like if you can start to introduce a bit of yourself, then we can go a bit more deeper in some question with you.
Okay, my name is Mathieu Santa Cruz. I'm French. I'm actually more filmmaker than photographer, but I do photograph too, and I'm working on as filmmaker for maybe 5 years. I work most of the time with circus or dance or theater, and for 2 years I'm starting to work with fiction and write short films, and my activity of photography is really like I don't know, it's like an adventure. Sometimes I take my camera and I see something, but I don't have I don't know, qu'est-ce que je pourrais dire, it's hard to think in English.
That today we have with us your friend, as I don't know the name, but probably you can also introduce yourself. That can help today to translate what you say in French, and you can say it in French.
It's not exactly it's not hard to tell. It's hard to think about because I'm here for my photography, not for my movie, and my relation with photography is really.
It's more instinctive, no? It's more about.
It's not my job, so I don't have a.
But this is not for sure. This podcast we talk about visual art, about photography, but not as photography as a profession, but more about as a tool or a concept to get in touch with the world and with ourselves. So if you do it photography or not, or if you are a professional in photography or not, it doesn't matter. And even better that things that you do it movies, because in a way or another you use the knowledges of photography, so the light impressed on a film. So I think in the end photography come from movies come from photography technique. I mean, it's just the evolution and movement, and to record some things with the light on film, no? So I got the point of the introduction was so clear, watching also your pictures, that you come from this environment of theater, movies, and expression in acting most of the time, and this, I think, it's a really interesting part of your work, that you connect with some kind of emotion that we are not usually get in touch if we are in the street. So it's in a way we can say a bit more intimate, the approach you have. And I wanted to know more about what are your feeling then after many of this work. What is riding you to continue that?
What is riding me? Before to be a filmmaker, I was an artist on stage. I was an acrobat and musician, and after 10 years of tour and shows, I decided to try to tell a story um, staying on stage, but not as an artist, but to trying to take what happened with the dancer to record. And I'm a comics reader. Ça se dit ça, je suis un lecteur de BD. I'm a comic reader, and I've always liked le cadre, comment est-ce qu'on dit, the square. There is something I like to tell something in a square, and with the photography and camera, it was for me, it was amazing to trying to tell a story and to follow and trying to raconter un corps. Comment est-ce que tu peux dire ça? C'est pas très facile. Ouais. Telling a body. Huh? Trying to. I don't know.
Don't take too much pressure on it. I mean, if the word comes, good. If the word doesn't come, it's okay. I mean, you can find another word, or you can even say in French, and then we try to understand each other and also try to translate. Okay. Not a problem.
No, but there is something with the light and the movement. When I see it in my camera, there is something fascinated me, and this is what drives me to continue. There is something
Okay, it's a kind of magic happen in front of you every time, and you want to try to catch it, and this is what drives you in continue to doing that, because it's like a kind of communication you cannot give properly words, and then the only way to talk about that is to put the frame down. No?
Well, there is something like when you do an improvisation as dancer, sometimes there is dance jam, and there is a contact dancing, and there is something like this. And when I shoot for a show, I stay on stage during all the show with my camera, and I ask to the company, I ask all the time to be on stage. I don't want to do the camera in the audience or in the side of the stage. I has to be in the middle of the company. So I am, sometimes the acrobat is here and there is acrobats here, and I am in the middle of them. And it's like a kind of improvisation with them. And I try to, and during all the show, I stay on stage with them, and I shoot all the time. So this is, it's like if I was in the show.
Yeah, I totally understand. I also doing the same. I totally get the point, because when I shoot with especially dancer, I like to, in a way, to turn around the dancer, and go down, go up, and stay in the dance too. So in a way, it's a kind of you are dancing, but I'm dancing with you. You are doing, your movement, but I'm following your movement to stay on the right position, also to follow the flow. And this give you, I think, also a lot of adrenaline, a lot of passion about what you're doing, and connection with the people. And this is so clear watching your picture. I have to say, the first thought passed to my mind when I watched your profile on Instagram. I started to think, okay, why this person has 2 less followers? because your images are so intensive, they are really good made. Even if you watch only the pictures, you can see that there is someone, so you in this case, is a person has the ability to catch and to document in a properly way some scene. And I asked to myself, okay, why this person has 2 less followers? I mean, this is something I think I started to think, okay, yeah, this is a person that deserves at least 50,000 followers.
It's because followers is not my. I don't know how to find followers.
This sometimes is this the a bit of our contradiction today in this century, that most of the time we really good to make some pictures is for sure not paying attention to the social media. You continue to create really amazing picture, but at the same time your social view doesn't groove, because you are focused on making the content and not to making the marketing of the content.
And if you go on my Instagram, you can see that there is nothing, not new photos since like maybe 5 months or 4 months.
Yeah.
Because I do some movies and no, there is no photo, no nothing. I judge it can be on my Instagram. So sometimes there is many stuff in one time because I'm in a good place with the good people, and so I have ideas and I want to do this. Sometimes it's more like movies and that's it. And so yeah, I don't know the secret of the social media.
Yeah, that's I mean,
it's not my goal. My goal is to, yes, I can do photos, so I put photo on Instagram, and there is something like somebody like you see it and you like it. Okay, for me it's enough. It's okay. It's super.
yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's the same for me. I don't feel about to groove over thousand. What I say always, I don't. My goal is not to have a million of followers. Yeah, for sure, will be really helpful to have million of followers. But the point is how I can get really in touch with the million of followers. So you can imagine all the followers we have. I try to talk with them, to meet them, to learn from them experience, to filter them, and yeah, when you have 1 million, it's not you cannot doing that. You cannot pay attention anymore to that. So in a way, it's good to have not a lot sometimes, but for sure today also this has a resonance, no, in our work, because sometimes people make a value of us in base of what we have in our marketing session or social network, and this sometimes is also a bit frustrating. That it's like, you know, when the people say, yeah, you don't have a diploma, it's like that, you know, and probably someone has a diploma, has a 3 degree, but doesn't know anything about making movie, and you say that about, okay, fuck you, man. So, you know, and it's like that, no, sometimes. But let's I want to ask you a thing, that when you're doing a movie, how the movie come to your mind sometimes?
There is difference for I've start with like command, the command, comment est-ce qu'on dit? Teaser for company, as I said, dance theater. So it's I shoot first. I come to the project with no ideas. Sometimes I never seen the show, so I have nothing. I just come with my camera and I shoot, and then when I do the editing, I build my movies. But after this, I start to do fiction. So I have to write and to think the movies. First, it was in Kino, you know Kino? So I did a Kino in Saint-Etienne. I start my first short movie. It was like an idea, but write in 2 days, and then shooting in 2 days and editing in 2 nights, and it's finished. So it's Kino. After this, I did other kinos, and I create a kino in Saint-Etienne. So now I'm directing a kino festival in Saint-Etienne.
Yeah,
it's the possibility for me to make a movie. And I don't know if I love to. When I did show before, I love to telling stories. For me, it's the most important things. I want so. How it come to my mind, I don't know. Reading comics and other photography, other movies, and conversation with friends, and I'm not. I believe in comment est-ce qu'on dit, l'écriture à plusieurs, quoi. To write with a team, with a pool. I don't think I am a scenarist, you know, or author, screenwriter. Maybe I have many ideas, but I need people. I need alterity. Ça se dit altérité?
Okay.
Walk with.
I need to. I work with my girlfriend, and for me c'est beaucoup plus constructif. It's more constructive. It's
Okay,
more.
it's more constructive. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
really
can.
similar to English. If you think about it, it's a really English. It's a language that I tell you now. I think it's really interesting. Anthropological English as of English word only the 12%. The rest is French, German, Italian, and what else? So it's when you think about the word could be totally different in the exactly it's totally the same most of the time.
Yes, yes, right.
So, yeah,
Yes,
I understand.
yeah, well, okay, so
Yeah,
okay.
it's for sure. I got the point, and so it's always something different in base of what you have to communicate. It's doesn't have some method, and this is what I got. It's you need alterity to construct something with others, and not to something that you have only to move by yourself.
Yeah, for the fiction, this is that, but most of my movies are still for company. So I did like a short documentary, or teaser or clip. When I do a clip, it's different because clip is it's encore autre chose. It's a different thing. It's not really fiction. It's not really.
Yeah, it's just 2-3 minutes is a clip. I mean, it's a clip it can be a spot, can be
Yeah.
a teaser. I mean, we can say a teaser, but more short than a teaser. It's
Yeah.
something I don't know. We can consider as a short movie. We can consider like this a clip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Music clip, yeah. But I did music clip one music clip last year, and it was about old woman, the grandmother of the musician. He told me, yeah, it's the tune is called Jacqueline. It's my grandmother. She had Alzheimer disease, it's memory disease.
Yeah, totally. I know.
So he explained me some things. So she had hallucination at the end of her life. Well, so I write a story. You can. I don't know if you saw this clip on my website. You can.
Yeah, I have in front of me right now.
Okay, but for me it was okay. I write the story of this grandmother who had Alzheimer, and I decided to tordre. Comment est-ce qu'on dit tordre? Torn. To twist l'image, the picture with many effects different for translate the hallucination or the bug of the memory when you have. I don't know exactly what happened when you have Alzheimer, but I try to do this. So
I think when you have Alzheimer, it's the point is you are conscious there inside of yourself, but what your image tests in front of you are more related to the most strongest part of your life. So that's why, in a way, we get in touch with our past, and even sometimes with something doesn't exist in front of us, because our mind is, when we born, our mind has the two globe, and they are not together. All in the first 4 months they are going together. And Alzheimer in a way is like to go back to this dimension, to split the two parts of the mind. So I for sure we spend a bit of time watching all of clips and movie and short movie you did, because the visual part is amazing. I like a lot. I like also how is made the copyright. So it's a track.
I think my job is more. After 5 years, I can tell today my work is more than director of photography, kind of chef opérateur en anglais, ça se dit comment? C'est pas directeur of photography.
Yeah, director of photography, more in the visual,
chef,
no? Yeah, in the casting.
Chef opérateur, but camera operator.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it's after this time. I feel it's what I like to do. And it's the way I took for go to the photography. I start with movies, and after I start photography, because for me photography is really more difficult than movies.
Yeah, I mean, most of people will say the exactly opposite because I mean, for example, I also doing some video sometimes, but for me it's so difficult, really difficult. I mean, when I have to work with the silence, it's so easy. When I have to work with the image in movement, sounds, light, especially light. It's so difficult, and especially then to edit the video and to cut and to mount is something for me destroy myself.
Well, because there is, for example, you have to shoot. I don't know, two people walking in the forest. So you have your camera. You can shoot for a movie. You shoot. You take many rush, and then you can select inside 2 seconds here, 2 seconds here, 1 second here, 2 seconds. Here. If you want a picture of this, in fact, you have to take the moment, or you do like many photographs.
Like, yeah.
For me, it's not photography. For me, it's photography, but it's shitty. It's not pas shitty, tricher. It's a cheat, not cheat. Cheating, right? And I think it's if you want to take the moment, the good moments, it's really hard for me. It's really like. And there is a construction in photography. There is it's the stuff fascinated me after I start to read photograph book like Walker Evans, like Nan Goldin, like many Dorothy Lange, many different photographs. And there is, it's like a paint something. There is a Luigi Giri. There is something. It's a construction, and it's not le hasard. It's not. There is everything is
it's structured in your mind for sure. It's
when you do it's the same when you do like a fiction movie. You have to think everything, but if you do a teaser or documentary, you start to take something, and after you can tell, okay, at this moment it was very good during 10 seconds. After no, and here there is photo you can miss. If you miss, you miss, and if you, I don't know. There is something for me when I go to shoot photo after I come home and fight. Okay, no, it's not for me. It's most of the time bad.
Yeah,
because there is not many photos on my Instagram because most of the time I say, okay, no, it's not good photos for me. It's not very interesting. There is nothing.
I think it's really interesting what you said, and I'm really curious now. After the podcast, I got fast to watch what the short movie and the clips because with attention, because I'm really curious to see, because now I'm imagining you doing that, and I'm curious to ask you. There are also some backstage of when you work. Do you usually make backstage of your work?
There is one because now I work for the French TV.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky to do this. Like in a fiction, it's a new series you can see on France 2, France 2.
Mm-hmm.
They create during the confinement. There is the last year they create a Culture Box.
Mm-hmm.
Culture Box is like a channel just for the arts, for music, circus, theater. And there is a series called Chrono Circus. You can write Chrono Circus, like Chrono Circus. Voilà. And in December, I will. It's like a series. On se dit série, on dit une série.
TV show.
It's like a TV show. 8 minutes, between 6 and 10 minutes. There is a 4 episode per year, and there is mine in December. So it was the first big shooting. On dit c'est un shooting, un tournage. On dit un tournage. When you do a movie, it's like it's not a shooting. It's like you know the word for this?
It's
tournage. But like a shooting, it was the first big shooting for me with a team of 11 people.
Yeah.
And there is like a behind the scene, like a kind of documentary. But the editing is not. There is just the rush. There is no edits. C'est un quoi? Ah ouais, un tournage c'est un set. Ok.
Oh.
So
yeah, it's really interesting what you said. I think And I'm looking forward for the future that we can talk, and probably I'm sure because your English is good, and the only thing is, I think is just you have to practice a bit more. But yeah, for sure, when you work in French and you talk in French every day is not easier to connect to another language. But I'm really curious now to see your movie, and I hope that people listen the podcast. They are curious too to watch your movies and to follow you on what you do, because it's really interesting how you talked also about, and the passion and the love you have for what you do. And this is what I'm always belong to listen when I do it podcast with other visual artists. And yeah, so thank you a lot, Mathieu.
Thank you too.
And thank you for this nice sharing experience. And if anyone want to see the work of Mathieu, you can find the link in the description. And if you want to get in touch, there is a link for a voice message. And that's all for today.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Learn more about our project at allmylinks.com/BerlinExplorer, or visit our Instagram and follow BerlinExplorer project.